The galactic combat arena fell silent as Hannah stepped into the crystalline ring. Above her, holographic displays flickered with betting odds that made the assembled crowd of alien dignitaries murmur in disbelief. A human. An actual human was volunteering for the trial of reflexes. Rax watched from the observation deck, his scaled fingers drumming against the railing. As Hannah's appointed guardian and the Zephyron Empire's military attaché, he'd tried everything to dissuade her from this madness. The trial wasn't a game. It was a gauntlet designed to test the absolute limits of neural response time. Species with reaction speeds measured in microseconds had failed. Species with predictive combat algorithms had been hospitalized. And here was Hannah, grinning like she'd just been offered free ice cream. The human wishes to proceed? The Arbiter, a crystalline Luxari with fractal patterns shifting across its surface, sounded genuinely concerned. We must inform you that no primate species has ever survived beyond the third wave. Hannah rolled her shoulders, loosening up. Good thing I'm not just any primate, then. The first combat drone materialized with a sharp crack of displaced air. A sleek Korthian hunter class, its sensors already locked on target. The crowd leaned forward. Korthian drones were rated for response times of 0.003 seconds. They'd been used to hunt the lightning-fast Velkari resistance fighters during the Outer Rim conflicts. The drone's charging coil hummed. Energy gathered at its focal point, building to critical mass. Then, discharge. The stun bolt screamed across the arena at near-light speed. A lance of crackling blue energy that would have dropped a Goranthian battle boar in its tracks. The crowd's various respiratory systems collectively held breath gas or whatever it was they used. Hannah tilted her head, just tilted it. Casual, almost lazy. The stun bolt sizzled past her ear close enough that her hair danced in the ionized wake. She turned to follow its trajectory as it dissipated against the far wall, then looked back at the hovering drone with an expression of theatrical disappointment. "Oh, that was your fastest?" Rax's translator implant nearly short-circuited trying to process the collective gasp that rippled through the arena. He found himself gripping the railing hard enough that his claws left grooves in the metal. The Arbiter's crystalline form pulsed with confused colors. "Impossible." "The trajectory calculations were perfectly fine," Hannah interrupted, bouncing on the balls of her feet. "Your drone did great. But here's the thing about humans that you guys keep forgetting. We don't just react. We predict." She pointed at the drone, which was already recalibrating for another shot. "I saw its targeting laser flicker 0.2 seconds before it fired. Watched its stabilizers compensate for recoil before the shot even left the chamber. Your tech is fast, sure, but it's also really, really obvious." The second wave materialized. 3 drones this time, arranged in a trigonometric firing pattern designed to eliminate escape vectors. They fired simultaneously. Hannah moved like water, like wind, like she'd known exactly where each bolt would be before the drones had finished materializing. She ducked under one, sidestepped another, and actually caught the third bolt on the reinforced bracer she'd been smart enough to wear, redirecting it into the floor. "On Earth," she called out, still moving, "we have these insects called dragonflies. They can predict exactly where their prey will be and intercept it with 95% accuracy. And we're way smarter than dragonflies." Rax realized his mouth was hanging open. He'd served with Hannah for 3 standard cycles, had seen her navigate diplomatic disasters and cultural misunderstandings with the same easy confidence she was showing now. But this was something else entirely. The third wave brought 6 drones, varying models from across the galaxy, each one a masterpiece of combat engineering. They attacked with randomized patterns, staggered timing, overlapping fields of fire. Hannah danced through it all. She wasn't faster than the bolts. That would be impossible. But she was faster than the drone's decision-making processes. Every minute adjustment in their positioning, every microscopic shift in their flight patterns, she read and responded to before they completed the action. It was like watching someone win an argument before it started. "You see," Hannah said, breathing only slightly harder as she weaved through a particularly dense barrage. "Humans evolved as persistence hunters. We didn't outrun our prey, we outlasted it. We learned to read body language, predict movement, understand intention from the tiniest clues. And then we spent millennia refining those skills in sports, combat, and really competitive video games." A stun bolt grazed her shoulder. She grimaced, but kept moving. "Okay, that one was actually pretty good." The fourth wave began to materialize, but the Arbiter's voice cut through the arena. "Halt!" The drones froze mid-formation, then dissolved back into storage space. The crystalline being descended to the arena floor, its surface patterns shifting through what Rax had learned to recognize as profound confusion. "This is unprecedented," the Arbiter said. "You read attack patterns with greater clarity than species with dedicated combat cognition organs. You predict trajectories better than AI with quantum processing cores." "How?" Hannah shrugged, a very human gesture that her translator probably couldn't properly convey. "Practice, mostly. Also, we have these things called action movies, where stuff explodes constantly, and we've been mentally dodging that CGI for decades. Really builds up the pattern recognition." She walked over to where Rax stood at the railing, grinning up at him. "Told you I'd be fine." Rax managed to close his mouth. That was showing off a little?" Hannah suggested. "Yeah, maybe. But you know what the galaxy needs to understand about humans?" She turned back to face the still stunned crowd. "We're not the strongest. We're not the fastest. We're not the smartest at any one thing. But we're really, really good at being good enough at everything. And when you combine that with stubbornness and a slightly concerning enthusiasm for dangerous situations, you get humans," Rax finished, feeling something like pride warming his chest. "We get humans," Hannah agreed. She looked back at the Arbiter. "So, did I pass your trial?" The crystalline being's patterns settled into what might have been resignation. "Pass? You've rendered the next 17 difficulty levels meaningless. We'll need to completely redesign the trial now." Hannah's grin could have powered a small starship. "You're welcome." As they left the arena, Rax leaned down to murmur, "You know you just painted a target on every human in the galaxy, right? Now everyone will want to test themselves against your species." Hannah's grin somehow got wider. "Rax, buddy, that's exactly what we're counting on. Nothing unites humanity quite like someone suggesting we can't do something." Behind them, the betting boards were going absolutely insane, and somewhere in the crowd, a Corthian arms dealer was already calculating the market value of human reaction time trainers. The galaxy, Rax reflected, had no idea what it had just signed up for. Humanity had arrived, and they'd done it by tilting their heads and asking, "Is that your fastest?